welcome to another video. Before we jump into the rest of this vlog, I want to do a little bit of a voiceover while I roll my B-roll. The next talking head section while I get ready with you is gonna be long. I have been off this platform for almost a month at this point, and I have kind of had to navigate some pretty big life changes, and I wanted to walk through what that would look like on this channel, what that's looked like for me, and also get incredibly vulnerable, I think, about where I've been with my creativity. So I'm really excited for the rest of this vlog. I truly do feel like this is a real return to form. I feel like I've healed a lot of my relationship with content creation, and having the opportunity to be vulnerable about where I've been and what I've been feeling and what I've been thinking is not something I take for granted, and it's something that takes a lot out of me every single time, but I truly would not have it any other way. So without further ado, please enjoy the rest of this video, and I hope you enjoy our little catch-up session. It's gonna be a good one. Hi, hello. Although this is not the first time I have talked to a camera, because I have tried vlogging often actually the last couple weeks. This does feel like the magical take that will actually make it into a vlog I will publish, so hello. If you're new here, my name is Becca. I'm a writer. I'm currently working on my upmarket fiction novel. It's a 90s East Coast autumn ghost story going under the name of Project Eden / Glass Paradise, and if you're not new, it's so nice to see you again. If it's noisy, I'm sorry. I'm gonna try and talk louder, but there's currently like 3 work trucks directly outside and below my window. So we're gonna try and ignore that, or just consider it ambiance. There's so much that I need to catch you up on. There's actually so much that I want to talk about and like catch you up on. So I thought I would do my makeup. I thought we would chat. Thought this would be a great opportunity to catch you guys up on how I've been feeling, what's been going on, a writing update, all of that good stuff. So let's go ahead and start. In my last video, I talked quite a bit about how I'm kind of trying to repair my relationship with creating. And honestly, I think I was really surprised at how quickly I reached a point with content creation of how I just kind of felt like it was being really performative, and even when I felt like I was being authentic and genuine, it still just kind of felt weird writing with a camera on me at all times. I was constantly in this question of like, am I a content creator or am I a writer? And I want to point out that this is not a conversation that I am exclusively having. Chris posted a really good video about this. I think Victoria Aveyard is like always talking about this. She's one of my favorite writers and authors. I think I always felt like I had to make things interesting or aesthetic, and to be completely honest, I don't really like to leave my apartment that much, and then I was like, well, people are kind of tired of seeing my apartment and blah, blah, blah. I got in my head hardcore. Also, as soon as you start taking like brand partnerships and things like that, it becomes really serious and it becomes a business, and obviously that's what you hope for, but I actually didn't really super enjoy filming collaborative content all the time. Not all the time. Okay, this is gonna sound weird, but sometimes it just, knowing that I had to get my content approved before I wanted to post something, even if it was just like a 2-minute integration, I don't know, it got to me mentally. Brands, that does not mean I don't want to work with you. It just means I had some stuff to work through. I was in a funky place. I was getting really disconnected from my project. I felt like if I wasn't posting progress all of the time, like what was the point? So I just decided to like take a step back. The other reason why I decided to take a step back, and this, I feel like I should make a bigger deal of this, but I don't feel like that's my style, so I'm just gonna announce it. I am pregnant. I am pregnant with my first child. That still feels really weird to say. I am about 8.5 weeks right now. Baby's doing really well. And honestly, I've had a very smooth first trimester, all things considered. I don't really have nausea or anything, but the gagging is constant, and eating has become a chore, and I have been extremely fatigued, where there are days where it takes every ounce of energy for me to sit here and do work. And on the weekends, all I want to do is sleep or rest or just consume. I do not want to create. And obviously, as a creator online and as a person that's just creative in general and is like wanting to make things, and that's how I derived joy for a really long time, it was like a really weird spot to be in. It kind of forced me to take a break. Oh my God, it's so loud out there. God damn it. In addition to just like physically not feeling well, there were a lot of mental components of pregnancy that I just really did not anticipate, one of which being the state of the world. And I actually want to give a really, really big shout out to Amina, because she recently posted a video, and I will have it linked. She posted a video kind of talking about this, how it feels a little trivial creating when the world feels like it's on fire. I'm someone that really tries to stay informed about what's going on. I work in an industry that requires me to have to stay informed about what's going on globally, nationally, in our governments all the time. It's just so overwhelming. And my husband and I have discussed for years the back and forth of having children, and even when I got pregnant, it was really hard for me to feel excited because I think a really big part of me felt selfish. I feel like, what am I doing bringing a baby into this climate? There's so much going on. The world feels like it's going to hell in a handbasket. While I still feel like some of that is true, this is also something that I have looked forward to. This is something that I want with my partner. It's something that I don't take lightly. I'm not bringing a child into this world because I want a mini me. I am like very much so looking forward to the challenge of parenthood. I am ready to kind of move into this next phase of my life with my husband. I always felt kind of silly overthinking things as much as I did, both me and my partner. It's a really big decision, not just in the fact that it's gonna change my life, but it's also gonna change my body and my relationship with my body and my relationship with my husband. And we're trying to navigate that as best as possible so that that change is a positive one. Baby has sort of helped me understand how to like truly just rest and listen to my body when it needs rest. Sorry, I'll do my eyebrows now. But it was a bigger mental hurdle than I anticipated. And honestly, the anxiety, there's so much about pregnancy that I didn't really know or understand until I got pregnant. Like, in my opinion, it feels so criminal that you don't really go see your doctor in the first trimester until like 8 weeks. I found out I was pregnant when I was 4 weeks, so I had to go a whole month just kind of hoping baby was okay, that they were in there, that things were going well. They are, baby's fine. But there's just like there was a lot of anxiety around it. Like, am I doing this right? Am I eating the right foods? Am I doing the right things? And oh my God, eating has been such a struggle. What works one day won't work for me the next. Like, I think for a while there I couldn't really eat soft foods like eggs and stuff like that, were like repulsed, like awful. And then last night I ate them no problem. It's been a journey, both for me personally and with my creativity, because I feel like I not only thought about like what was motherhood gonna look like personally, what is my life gonna look like, what are these changes I'm gonna go through, how do I take care of myself well enough to be able to navigate this and handle this? Have I healed myself enough to be able to like move through my life in this way? And there was a point there where I genuinely considered just not writing anymore, not making content anymore. I'm like, we live in a 1-bedroom apartment. This place is gonna change. Even if we move into a 2-bedroom, like my kids, I've always said that if I have children, I would never, ever, ever post them on the internet. So it's like, I'm not gonna become like a mommy vlogger or anything like that. No disrespect to people that do that. That's just not something I wanna do. Even though I had always said that I never wanted to lose myself to motherhood, that it would just be this other facet of who I was, and that I would always work to show my kids that, you know, it's important to be your own person, but also show up in your relationships, whether that's as a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, as a sister. But I think I was really ready to just like give everything up and hang it up and just be like, well, like, I don't really know how I'm gonna do this anymore, and it feels silly, and I don't know. And this is why I'm really, really, really grateful for my husband, and why I think it's so important to choose a partner that understands you and sees you, because he basically bullied me. He's like, you need to start making videos again, you need to start writing again, like this is important to you, you need to show Squish, because we call the baby Squish. You need to show Squish that it's important to pursue these things and that you are your own person and that their mom is a badass. And Jesus, I'm gonna cry. That kind of got to me, and then I started to think about the community on here, because I know that there are so many women that are making content and have families and are writing and are doing it so beautifully. I know Belle Brooke is also, I believe, pregnant or has children at this time. Right with Joy is a mom of 2 kids. I know Renee is a mom and writing. There's so many women here that are doing it. It's this whole other like component of being a woman online and being creative that I now feel like I get to tap into, and this whole other understanding of what it means to be creative and be a person and be a mother and show up as that person even before the baby is here. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I've been spontaneously combusting into tears because of my hormones way more frequently than I have in the past. And that's saying something because I would do that often already. In a way, I've kind of been preparing my husband for my pregnancy the entire time we've been together. Now that I'm not like multitasking. Big life changes. I think I finally got to a point with accepting my pregnancy and accepting and navigating and thinking through the ways that I still want to show up online. I feel like I worked so hard to curate this community and build this really wonderful community of writers, and I've gotten nothing but sweet messages from people saying that my videos have inspired them in some way, and that's the dream. Like, that's everything that I've ever wanted. I feel like I can get back on the horse again. It also felt really disingenuous to make videos knowing that I was going through this big life change and not talk about it. And while I'm not gonna make my pregnancy like the focus of my content, I do want you to be aware that it informs the way that I've been engaging with it lately. And the reason of why I've had to take breaks, because I've been legitimately like really tired. Brief writing update. I haven't touched my project. I've been really intimidated. I have lost the muscle of writing. I feel like I am really struggling, and I was really berating the story, and I was berating myself, and I was just second guessing everything that I'm doing. And so the whole purpose of this video is to not only like make my return to like posting, but also just figure out how I can return to this part of my life that I love so much. I do genuinely believe in this story, and I think I can do it justice. And I do eventually want people to read it. And to do that, I need to accept the fact that revisions is something that I'm doing for the first time, and I'm still not going to be good at it that first time around. And I need to trust the process of iteration and knowing that each time I do this more and more, it will get better, and I will get better. I think I'm gonna work on the book today. I think this is gonna be a writing vlog. I've already been talking for 15 minutes, so Lord knows I really need to stop dumping like really long talking head segments in the beginning of my videos, but this is just who I am, and I've been gone for a while, and I want to talk about the things that I'm going through. I'm really excited. I think this is gonna be a really beautiful chapter of my life. I feel so much better being able to like put this out in the open and just be authentic again. I think the last thing that I want to say is I was talking to my friend Kaylin Grace Apple here on YouTube, and Andrea Severson, and I was kind of talking to them about how I felt, basically everything that I had just said right now, and they gave me some really lovely advice. You know, I felt like because writing wasn't my full-time thing and content creation wasn't my full-time thing, and my progress has just been so incremental because I'm heading into like my busiest season at work. I am in the position where I'm about to receive more responsibility at work. I'm going through these big life and physical changes. I'm losing my creative spark. I just felt like I didn't really have a space online anymore, and they, you know, really helped me understand that like that is what people look for. That's much more relatable in a sense, because I think we all kind of go through that, and we're all just trying to find time to do the things that are important to us in our busy lives. And so if I can somehow serve as like an example of someone that is struggling but choosing to continue, then I couldn't ask for anything better. So I've completely drained the camera battery on this camera, so I'm going to swap out the batteries. I'm going to pick up the apartment a little bit, and then I think we're going to do some writing for today. Let's do it. Also, I cut my hair. I didn't do it though because I'm lazy. Yeah, I was gonna ask how your students are doing this semester. Like, you feel like you gotta... Hello, it is much later. It is almost 6:30. I have been on FaceTime with Andrea for like the last 2-ish hours. I texted her randomly on a whim to see if she wanted to like co-work, and luckily she was available. I didn't finish chapter 7, but I feel like I got a lot of progress. I was telling Andrea that like the thing that I feel like I have to overcome at this stage is just like not only developing my writing muscle again, but also just building my confidence back up. And I do think actually that the break that I have taken from the project has helped me come back to it with like fresh eyes. I don't think it's as bad as I was building it up in my head to be, and I actually felt confident enough to send her the first chapter. But then again, my first chapter has gone through like the most amount of revisions. We'll see what she says. I'm hungry, so I'm gonna eat dinner, and my husband and I are gonna watch the finale for The Summer I Turned Pretty. One other thing that I wanted to mention is that I have not been reading, so I feel like that's definitely been contributing to feeling like disconnected from my work, because usually when I read a good book, it is like super motivating for me to want to work on my own project. And so I started reading Hungerstone by Kat Dunn. I picked this up like a couple months ago, and I kept putting it off because I wanted to read it closer to like Halloween and like October. But I think the reason I'm in such a big reading slump is because I really want to read this, and no other book is scratching the itch that I fear this will scratch. I read chapter 1 and part of chapter 2, and I am thoroughly obsessed. It's already so good. So after dinner, after the show, I'm gonna shower, read. I do have to go into the office tomorrow, so I don't want to stay up too late, but I'm very happy with myself that I did manage to find the will to return to my project and also vlog today. So I will probably check in with you guys tomorrow. Happy Saturday. Full disclosure, I had intended for this video to go up today, but yesterday I had like 2 really crappy days back to back, Thursday and Friday. Thursday there was just like a lot of work stuff and I got some not so great news. So I was like wallowing for a little bit, and then on Friday, I don't know, I was just like in such a weird headspace, and yeah, I just decided to like not vlog, not write, not do anything. I just decided to let myself feel the way that I was feeling. Eventually ended up feeling better. I've been going to bed incredibly early. Last night I think I went to bed at like 8:30 just because I've been either tapped or just don't want to be awake anymore. I didn't sleep very well last night and I still woke up really early, so I decided to go to the store really quick because today I do have a writing date with my friends at like 10. We're gonna meet probably over Discord or FaceTime and do some writing and just catch up with each other because all of us have just been so busy. So I'm really looking forward to that. But before then, I went to Target this morning. And I've really been enjoying doing my nails at home for like a very long time now. I finally found an at-home gel kit that I really love, and it's the Olive in June one. So I went and I picked up, I've been eyeing this color literally for like a year, and now that it's like fall time, I thought now would be the perfect time. So this is the color Obsessed, and it's like this really pretty, just like dark plum color. So I am probably gonna do my nails before I hop on to the call. And then this is literally like the best cuticle oil I've ever used. This is the Olive in June cuticle serum. I love the application. My husband, these would last me a lot longer, except I introduced this to my husband and now he's also obsessed with it, so he uses it all the time and we go through it twice as fast, and these are not cheap. So the other thing I got that's totally not sexy is like micellar water because I ran out. And then I got this Palmer's Skin Therapy Oil. This is for my belly to prevent as many stretch marks as I can. I swear to God, I'm not gonna make my pregnancy like the focal point of my channel or anything, but it is like a big part of my life. So yeah, I've been using lotion, but I've heard this oil is actually pretty good for stretch marks. So I wanna try it out. Not that I'm getting any right now, I'm still very early, but I am already starting to like pop a little bit, like my pants fit differently, and that's doing some things to my psyche for sure. Fun life anecdote update. I actually fully deleted my TikTok. Like, I don't just mean deleted the app from my phone. I mean like I got rid of my account. It was so stressful, the amount of hours that I was just wasting away scrolling. And if I'm gonna be really serious about prioritizing not only myself, but my mental well-being and my family and my creativity, I need to be honest about everything that I'm consuming because it's really depressing, guys. It's really tough right now to not want to just bury my head in the sand and ignore everything and live in a little ignorance bubble of bliss, because my life is largely unaffected. Actually, that's not true. There's some stuff going on right now that does affect me. So I would have the privilege to be able to ignore a lot of what's going on, but I don't want to. I'm too empathetic for that, I think. I care too much about other people to just fully ignore what's going on in the world. So yeah, I just need to be, I think, a little bit more intentional about how I get my information and what I'm actually seeing and how it's making me feel and how I'm having that conversation with my husband. It's a lot. And again, because I'm pregnant, I'm like also super hyper aware of my emotions and how that impacts the baby and how that impacts me. And there's just like a very, I don't know, my way of thinking has like shifted tremendously, and maybe I'll do a video on that, but I feel like I talked about it a lot in the beginning of this video. So I'm gonna stop yapping. I'm gonna do my nails. I need to do something to make myself feel a little bit prettier. Also, my nails have just been growing like exponentially ever since I started taking all of like my prenatal vitamins and stuff like that, and they're quite strong. So yeah, I'm just gonna take care of myself, do something to make myself feel pretty, and then get some writing done with my friends. I don't know what else I'm gonna do today. It's kind of just like a up in the air thing, but we're gonna have a good day. I'm gonna have a good day, I'm gonna feel good, and I'm gonna take you guys with me. Okay.
They're coming this week to fix that. What else? We got trinkets over here. We've been going a little crazy at the thrift store, but we really want to add like our books going up. We have all thrifted art right here, which is so nice. We have some. We decided right here we're going to put your plants and your trees. That's a big one. I feel like I've been talking to like all of my friends. Maybe I'll like do a whole like kind of vlog podcast style chat about that today, because really there is so much perspective that I feel like I could add, especially as a child-free person, and like being showing up as a friend to my friends with kids with women, and I think it's really great and it's really wonderful, but I don't know, I don't want to have that much part there, but I just want to work things like that. But long candles, I have to think about how long realistically I want that scent to be permeating my home. Some of them are too sweet, some of them are too intense, I can feel that I would get a headache, so I try to go for more subtle as well for a while. But along with that theme, I have been wanting to get, I talked about my last
Hello. Okay, I look a little rough. I took a shower. I took a shower at like 1 o'clock. But I wrapped up my writing date with my friends, came home, had some lunch, had a smoothie that is now making me question everything. We did get some writing done, and I thought it would be the perfect time to just kind of outro this vlog. If you see my bed behind me without any bed sheets on it, mind your business. The apartment's a mess and I'm in the process of cleaning it. I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who made it this far in the video. This was a long one, but what else is new? After discussing some things with my friends, I think I'm gonna take a break from Eden. Mostly because right now my confidence is so low. My writing muscle is not where I want it to be, and I think trying to work on a project that I'm trying to publish, wanting to publish, like it's getting to me. So I think I'm gonna take some time away. I'm not gonna shelve it. I do love this story. I think I just need to work on something else, something a little bit more indulgent, to build that muscle back up again, build up my confidence, kind of get some skills under my belt again, and then come back to Eden with some fresh eyes. I'm actually feeling a lot more confident and like okay with that decision than I thought I would. I almost feel a little bit like liberated because it was getting to the point where I was, even though I don't think the story is as bad as I thought it was, I just wasn't really enjoying sitting down to work on it. I was telling my friends too that I'm just like really missing the fun of just first drafting, and this is the time of year where I can think of no better time to do that. So I think I'm going to think of a fun project that I can work on for a month or two while I develop my writing muscle again. See where we go from there. Part of me does feel a little bit like I'm letting people down. I'm letting myself down a little bit, but I'm trying not to see it that way. I'm trying to look at this as more like I need to do this to become a better writer and to learn how to have fun with it again without putting so much pressure on something. I'm just like constantly learning how to keep writing like a standard practice, something that's like something that I can continuously do and show up for and continuously learn how to have a better relationship with it. And I'm glad that I got to vlog this week and just like show you guys my progression to this point and like get back in the swing of vlogging. So without further ado, I'm gonna end this vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. That really helps me out. If you made it all the way to the end and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Would love to have you here and love to have you in our little community. There is a Ko-fi page linked in the description if you want to support the channel. Very grateful for any sort of support, but never expected. That is everything that I have for this week. So thank you guys so much for watching, and know that I am rooting for you. I will see you in the next one. Bye!